always were, in a land of wolves and thieves. Don't put your hope in ungodly man, or be a slave to what somebody else believes. Very well said. Good morning and welcome to another episode of Old Men in Chairs. I'm going to go back to another Bob Dylan song, as you can see on your screen. This is Bob Dylan and Friends from Farm Aid in 1985. If you look a little closer on the screen, a couple of his friends there is Tom Petty on the right. He has the entire Heartbreakers band backing him up. And on the left is some old guy from Texas. I think his name is Willie. Willie Nelson looks totally lost in this video, like he's strumming an acoustic guitar in the background. I don't even think it's amplified. Also, later on, not only a full complement of backup singers, but he shares the lead vocal with a black lady by the name of Marilyn Quebec. Marilyn Quebec is his future mother-in-law. It's a little hard to see, but over on the extreme right of the screen is Carolyn Dennis, who he would marry within about 6 months of this video. She's already pregnant with his child. You can tell this was recorded in September of 1985, so she's about 6 months pregnant. More than just Dylan and Friends, it's Dylan and family. At least his unborn child is there, and the mother of his unborn child and his mother-in-law. So there's a rare sight. Bob Dylan smiling at a concert. He was having a good time that night at the Farm Aid. The acoustics are not going to be super compared to a studio recording, so it's a little hard to pick up the words. And then when I did check the words, I found out that, like a lot of times, Bob's singing a whole different set of lyrics. In some cases, 80% of the song is there, but then a couple of the verses, I don't know what he's singing, but it's not the published verses. I thought it'd be fun to watch a live performance from the mid-'80s. Marilyn Quebec, and you might have glimpsed the lady way over on the right-hand side of the chorus, one of the backup singers. That's his future wife, Carolyn Dennis. So the song is called Trust Yourself. I think it's a perfect complement with a couple songs that we did recently with very similar themes. Started with Tom MacDonald's My Way, and then I did a video where I compared that with the original My Way by Frank Sinatra. The same message here is trust yourself, trust your inner instinct. Don't trust anybody else to tell you what you need to do. This is his post-Jesus era. You know, he had a couple of religious albums in the late 70s, into the 80s, and then he slowly kind of came out of that. But this has the same kind of sound and feel of some of those gospel records that he had.
Just have to find a path where there is no ignorant way. Trust yourself. Just have to find a way how to do anything. Don't trust me to show you the beauty. Beauty over talent and lust. If you want somebody you can trust, trust yourself. Slave to what somebody else
bridge that we just heard. I couldn't quite make out the lyrics, but I have them here on my phone. You're on your own, you always were, in a land of wolves and thieves. Don't put your hope in ungodly man, or be a slave to what somebody else believes. Very well said, Bob. Let's hear that one more time.
If you want somebody you can trust, trust yourself.
Cheat sheet again. That last verse, don't trust me to show you love when my love may be only lust. If you want somebody you can trust, trust yourself. There's a lot of lust in this world, so I think that's good advice. From here, it just rocks out. That might be the most animated that you'll ever see Bob Dylan dancing around, pointing his fingers in the air, smiling. He was having a great time that night, and a great backup band with the Heartbreakers. I just wanted to share this song, which came up on the rotation on my iPhone, and I thought, gee, that's a good song. There's so many hidden gems. That was on the Empire Burlesque album that came out in June of 1985. I don't think I actually listened to the album when it first came out, but I remember listening to it extensively about 15 years later, actually, in the late 90s. And I really love the album. There's so many great songs on it, although it was kind of panned at the time. A lot of things that Bob does, people don't appreciate because he's always changing genres. And that album in particular had a couple songs that kind of had that mid-80s post-disco sound. So the album was kind of panned by a lot of people when it first came out, but I think it's great. And this is one of the great songs on that with a great message. When someone's trying to tell you what to do, trust yourself.